Meanwhile, the threat from a dangerous fire source in the Oakland Hills is now greater than ever. KPIX 5's Andria Borba shows us why.
As the 25th anniversary of the Oakland Hills firestorm looms, a sign in those very hills points to the fire danger today as very high. The fight over how best to prevent the next fire from destroying 3,000 homes is beginning to heat up. A $3.5 million FEMA grant for tree thinning at UC Berkeley and for the city of Oakland has been pulled. The grant remains in place for the East Bay Regional Parks District.
Well, it's a real disappointment to us and a real sense of frustration.
Susan Piper lost her home to the fire in '91 and says they've been waiting for the grant for 10 years. And Target 1 was thinning this stand of highly flammable eucalyptus trees called gasoline in a stick in Australia near the Caldecott Tunnel.
Reduce the fuel load, create a space so that first responders can get in there and keep those small fires small.
Fueling the other side of the argument is Dan Grassetti with the Hills Conservation Network, who is glad to see the grants for Oakland and Cal pulled.
They essentially became hijacked by some folks who decided that fire risk mitigation money was a really great way to do native plant restoration, which is a fine thing to do, but it's not fire risk mitigation.
Dan Grassetti's home was just 4 homes away from burning to the ground in the Oakland Hills fire and was saved when firefighters made a stand. He says the eucalyptus trees were not the problem in '91 and are not the problem now.
You know, if you look at the data, the FEMA report for the '91 fire, it had almost nothing to do with eucalyptus trees. It was a house-to-house fire. The eucalyptus trees were incidental to the fire.
The Oakland Wildfire Prevention Assessment District had raised $300,000 to match that FEMA grant. Piper says those funds will now be reallocated. In the Hills, Andria Borba, KPIX 5.